outside my race. But I was dating outside of my race because they was doing things better than my race. I'm gonna keep it 100. My Spanish.
Better.
I was dating Puerto Rican. I was dating Dominican. I was dating African. I was dating all type of other really size American black. Right? They were doing way more of what we expect we want our woman to do more than our American. Our American got real comfortable with.
Give me some examples.
Oh man, I mean, their mannerisms are different. I didn't have to really say much to do and be treated like a king. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times with our own American black, they expect so much of us and what we're supposed to do. Like things like if we go out and eat and we just have a nice dinner, we can go anywhere and eat and get a nice dinner. It had to be Brew Chris, or it had to be this, that, or it had to be this, that. Then I get somebody that's just as fine, a Cuban or a Colombian. They don't care about nothing. They care about you and your household. Even though they still care about the money, but it's not about the money. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's a difference. Not better, but sometimes we get tired of hearing, Birkin bag.
Okay. Is dating outside the black race better?
I mean, if that's better for you, then go for it. I just don't understand why y'all gotta talk about black women while y'all doing it. Leave us out of it.
Where the black women were asking him his opinion or the reasons why he dates other races and not black women. So that's why he talked about it. This chick is already mad.
We know you don't like us.
Oh, here we go.
You left us. You run into the impoverished countries to get you a little, mamacita. So whatever, that's cool. But why you gotta talk about us though when you're doing it? I don't. That's my only gripe. Love who you want to love. If you haven't had any luck in America, go and get you somebody overseas. Just leave us out of it, baby. It's okay. We want you to go find love. Just make sure you stay over there, right? Since you hate black women so much, it ain't good over here. Don't spin no block, right? Stay over there, and that's fine. But
isn't it funny when a man says, hey, listen, the reason I'm not dating black women is because they do ABCD, and I have tried to tell them to change it, but they don't want to change it, so I have to find someone who's willing to listen to me. They immediately turn that into you hate black women. But when you have the Serena Williams who marry white men, or other, women who marry white men, the sisters tell those same women, do you boo, you're the prize, things like that. Instead of, okay, our men are saying we need to change. Our men are saying they don't like when we are loud, when we are ghetto. Maybe we should think about changing these things. They straight go to, you hate black women. It's funny how that works out.
That's my only thing.
Jay, question for you. Question, Jay.
Why you gotta talk down on us? Why you doing it? It's
Question, Jazz. Do you feel personally attacked when somebody say, like, oh, these people was doing something better than like the black woman I was dating? You feel personally attacked?
I feel like it's unnecessary. It's like what works for you is works for you. Why are you letting everybody know where you failed at? Just go and say, I found a woman that worked for me. Why do a black man or a black woman have to put down black men or a black woman just because they dating outside their race? I hear black women say, these black men ain't nothing. They ain't doing this. If it's offended, I get irritated with that. It's like, girl, no one cares.
Just,
I honestly don't care if either a black woman or a black man criticizes something of the opposite gender, because they show they care and they hope or they wish the gender would change something. I think it's okay to criticize each other because it makes us better. Now, if you don't want to change, that's when you get in your feelings like her.
Because I hear that argument all the time. I hear the argument that, like, it's okay to, like, go somewhere else, but don't put us down while you do it, right?
Yeah, because why do you have to do that?
He said, if somebody says that somebody's doing something better than you, did you just get put down?
Well, the thing is, how is it? Is it a put up?
I mean, if I said, like, oh, you're cute, but I think this person is more attractive than you, did you just get, like?
But why? But it's not anything. I mean, it's not anything positive. So it's like, I might not personally get offended, but it's just like, why do you need to compare me? It's like, we get it. You don't you don't like me. You left me, you don't like me. But when you go over there, why do you have to say, see what I got over here, black women? See what I got? They're better than you. They're prettier than you. They're more feminine than you. Nah, 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 nah. It's like, okay.
So
You
Jazz, you
like-
don't have any. You never critique black men, right? You never have critiques for black men.
as it pertains to what?
She's gonna
Anything.
lie.
You don't critique black men. I'm assuming that you don't.
Well, I'm a woman. I don't feel like it's my place to critique a man. But what
She's such a liar. I've watched this lady on these panels so many times, and she's always coming at black men. She's such a liar. It's astonishing how they do this.
Okay.
what I will say is that if there are topics like having children out of wedlock, and there are a lot of times where men
See?
feel like when those children become out of wedlock that they have no part to play in it, then that's when I might say, like, come on now. Like, you both did it. Y'all both have to hold yourself accountable. But, like, I don't spend my days critiquing black men. I love
Well,
black
I'm
You're
not
such a
asking if you
liar.
spend your days doing it, but do you?
Criticizing someone doesn't mean you don't love them. Pointing out things they should change doesn't mean you don't like that person. You're hoping and wishing they can change for the better. A black woman saying, hey, black men, you need to bring your money up so you can be better providers, or you need to be better leaders, that doesn't offend me. That doesn't mean that she hates me. And similarly, if a black man says, hey, listen, black woman, you are too loud, you're too ghetto, you're too masculine, that doesn't mean he hates you. He's just hoping you can change.
Do you ever have any critiques about black men and what you like them to do better and what they, what they're not doing at all ever?
Well, I could answer that question.
Well, I mean, no, you can't, because he asked me. So, like I said,
I have personal experience.
you have no personal experience with me, love.
I have personal
So
experience
here-
with Jazz's
You
critiques.
don't know
Absolutely.
nothing. He asked me, baby.
She's
Personal
feisty.
Like I said,
If you would like another opinion after Jazz give hers, you can ask
he
me.
will ask you, Anton. Keep it cute on mute. So, like I was saying, no, like if I have like so like, okay, you're saying, do I critique men and say this is what I want better?
Yeah.
I don't have to critique a man, right? Another man on his shortcomings to determine what I need better. So I don't.
Yes, you can. She's playing the word solid. Oh my
If
God.
I go find better for me, that's my business.
Oh.
I don't have to. If I say I left this man and I found a better man, I'm not about to go to that man that I left and say, "Ha ha, look what I got. He better than you. He doing this and that." It's like, no, I'm gonna just go get better. I'm gonna do better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna become better.
Because my question was more so. Do you ever critique black men? Like, do you have like any type of critiques? Like, hey, I think they need to do this better. I think the men in our community could be doing that better. Do you ever say anything, any type of generalizations at all?
You guys noticed he has asked that question 2 times and she already went around it without answering it the first time. Let's see if she answers it the second time.
I mean, sometimes on certain things,
there
like
you
I
go.
just pointed out, like the having babies out of wedlock constantly.
Okay.
They can do that. They can reel that in, but
Okay.
I'm not.
So sometimes. You do.
That's not a put down though. That's something that you should want to be better at. You should.
And that's the same thing black men say. Hey, you're too masculine. You're too loud. You're too independent. Don't need no man. You're too disrespectful. That's not pulling down. That's, hey, listen, observation of what's going on. Can you change A, B, C, D? That's not putting down. That's not hating. So should we say that you hate men just because you think black men should stop making babies out of wedlock?
Shouldn't want to keep having children out of wedlock. That's not a put down. That's just like, hey, brother, if you want to avoid child support or if you don't want to deal with a crazy baby mama, maybe wrap it up.
This woman.
Okay, so you said sometimes you do critique.
That's not a
black
put
men.
down.
Because your answer, you said sometimes.
The
So
thing about the guy is that he was asked a question.
Exactly.
He answered it honestly.
That's what I was about to say.
You can't disregard somebody else's experiences because you feel offended. If somebody says, listen, I stopped dating black guys because I decided that I wanted to go and date Arabic guys over in this, and they started spending all of this money on me and all of this and this, whatever, and the black guys that I was dating is cheap. I don't feel slighted because I'm not a cheap person. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm not going to take the burden on everybody as far as when somebody has an experience and they say, "Oh, I had a negative experience, I had a bad experience." Cool. I don't have no problem with that. I know that I'm a representation and I got a different vibe and I got a different wave. And I know that all of the guys that I know in particular have a different wave. So
Yeah.
I don't get offended when people have their own experiences and they say, well, this is what my life is like. If you deep dive farther enough into it, like even the guy that was on that video, I would say that that's a him problem because
It sure is.
honestly, that's a him problem. Now, I'm not going to discount his experiences because his experiences is his experiences. But what I found is that if we probably deep dive a little bit more into it, nigga, what is you doing taking a chick to Roof Chris? I know plenty of guys that don't have to take a chick to the steakhouse in order to get some, you know what I'm saying, to get some action with her.
Yeah, well, I think the guy in the video, in the beginning of the video, I think why he explained his experience is that that's what black women are asking for. And we have seen countless videos where black women are saying, you're not taking me to Cheesecake Factory, it's too cheap. You need a $200, $300 dinner date. Otherwise, you don't care. I don't do coffee dates. I'm not walking in the park with you. You know, I'm a queen. I'm the prize. Treat me as such. You know, get a Uber XL to come pick me up for a date. Things like that. So it's not just his own experience. So many black men have experienced women requiring so much from them just to get to know them. It's like they want you to invest all this money just to get to know them. But then when they date other races, they figure out that those other women are not asking for too much. It's like, okay, let's get to know each other. I want to know you as a person.
I get what you're saying.
So in that instance, in the example that he's using, that's a him problem. I don't think that that's a problem for a lot of guys that deal with women across the board.
It is.
You know,
I think
and
it
that's
is.
why I'm saying. And like I get it. Like it's a difference of opinion. If you feel like you have to announce why you're dating outside your race, and in that say black women ain't this and black women that you have nothing negative to say, and you
this black women.
If you feel like that's what you need to say,
experience. That's what he was asked. He was
asked the question. Hey, if that makes him feel better, cool. I think it's corny.
I mean, he
just makes him feel like he answered the question.
That's just my opinion, guys. It's okay. It's just
I mean, I think he just answered the question.
Actually, but he was asked a question though, Jazz.
He went into it with malice to put down the black woman. I didn't get that vibe.
Yeah, I think he just answered.
Okay, that's fine. Because you're not a black woman. Of course, you're not on.
No. If you said
honestly, the man in that video, I think the type of woman he was describing is Jazz. Because we have one, now obviously she's the host, but we have 1, 2, 3 women and 4. I'm not counting the host. But guess who was the loudest as soon as the video ended? She was. This lady hasn't said a word. She hasn't said a word. She hasn't said a word. So clearly, that man in the beginning of the video must have been describing her. Because clearly it hit. You know, whatever he said triggered her.
it without somebody. They asked him a question. He just answered it. I mean, that was his answer.
Cool. The way he answered, I thought it was a little corny because like black women doing this.
No, he triggered you.
That's your experience with every black woman in America.
So, Anton, this validates my point right here, right? Because I don't know if the beginning of that clip played, but he said they do this better. And the lady was like, I watch what you saying. And he took it, he rolled it back, and he was like, well, not better, right? So, because women like, I'm sorry, Jazz. Women like Jazz.
It doesn't matter if he said that it was better or not better.
Use me as your punching bag, Mom.
The fact that he reeled it back.
If he said that it was better, if he didn't say it was better.
Yeah, it's cool.
I think that's his experience.
Yeah.
The black woman that he's been dealing with was probably problematic for that nigga, and it probably fleeced him out of a lot of money or whatever, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I don't see any problem with what he said.
Yeah, and that's why some guys are giving up on dating. Because imagine, now Jazz is a good-looking, beautiful woman. I know some of you guys in the comments are going to say, oh, she's not. But to me, she's a pretty, good-looking woman, right? Imagine having Jazz. Now, I'm not trying to attack her personally, but I'm just saying the way she talks. Imagine having her as your woman. And you have an argument. So compare Jazz to this lady right here. You know, Jazz has been talking the whole time. I'm 9 minutes into the video. She's been talking the whole time. These ladies have barely said a word. Who would you rather? Would you rather have Jazz or this lady Val? You know, because Jazz, the moment you go home, you're going to enter an argument. She's going to go, 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 go.
I mean, I just find it interesting that I find it interesting that Black women can express their experience for years on end about how they experience Black men.
Exactly.
And when Black men finally express themselves and say how they experience Black women, it's a problem.
Exactly.
Now, I agree with you, Jazz, in regards to how you say things. However, number one, everyone has their experience, and so number one, I find that interesting. Number two, I also find very interesting that we're not listening. Again, I can go back to this because I think this is the problem. We just disregard everything that people say about us.
Exactly.
We disregard it. I'm going to specifically talk about Black women because Black women is very good about doing this. And we will disregard, we will get offensive, we will get mad, we will throw a fit. We do all these things and not really listen to how other people are experiencing us as a whole. There is something there.
She's cooking.
People aren't just lying and making up stuff. Black women talk about how they experience Black men as a whole. They call them dogs. They say they're deadbeats. They say all these things
Dasties
about Black men. And
actually, let me hear. I know, guys, I'm going to play the video real quick, but let me add the terms that they call Black men. Dusty, broke, gay, down low, weak, short, baldy, what else? Brokies, so many uneducated, cheap, because you don't want to take her to Ruth Chris. She calls you cheap. And guess what? Everything she's saying, Black women are going to attack her. Let's go.
As soon as a Black man say, okay, I experience Black women this way. This is my experience with Black women. Regarding not better or whatever, this is how I experience Black women when I date them compared to other people when I date them. This is how I experience them. We will get mad and get an attitude. And I just, for the life of me, don't get it. I don't get it. Like, are we like, where is we talk about emotional intelligence. Where is that when it comes to someone looking at us, how they experience us as a whole when they're dating Black women?
Exactly. It's like a Black man who will say, hey, I don't like when you raise your voice at me, point fingers, call me dusty when you don't like something, or even call me gay when you claim you have gay best friends. And then instead of listening to what the man is saying, that, hey, listen, you know what? My man is saying he doesn't like when I argue too much, I raise my voice. Maybe I should try to understand him. They quickly turn to, oh, you hate Black women. Like what she did, you hate women. Oh, you're controlling. So most men are like, you know what? Okay. Because I know if I tell you what I'm going through, you're not going to listen. You're going to play victim and turn around and play like I'm attacking you. So most men are like, you know what? I'm not doing this. Let me just shut up. And then they say, oh, men don't open up. It's like, but if I open up to you, you turn around and don't listen to anything I say, and you turn around and attack me instead for being hurt.
It's beyond me.
Val, do you think
man,
that every Black woman behaves the way that he described?
Don't do that. Don't do the every.
I asked Val, man.
Yeah, let her finish. Do I think that every Black woman, say that again?
Do you think the way that he described the Black women that he experienced, do you think every Black woman acts that way? That they're, because what I heard was they want ... and these are his exact words. They want Ruth Chris. They, expect more from their men.
So what you just said is that he experienced.
That's what he said.
Right.
He experienced.
Right.
Yes.
And so my question is, do you think every Black woman that he experienced, or just in general, behave like the way that he described?
Of course not.
So the reason why I asked you that,
it doesn't matter if every Black woman acts that way. It only matters his experience.
Yes.
That is it.
Yeah, but he's generalizing. He said, go back to the clip. He said, our women, our black women be wanting all of these things. Our black women be doing all of that. So you have to be mindful of how you say things, right? Because you're right. He can speak about his experience. If he feels like this is the best way for him to speak on his experience.
Which is my point. Black
so my thing is,
do the
he
same
never experienced.
We black women been doing the same thing for years. You've been generalizing black men and how they treat black women for years. We've been doing it for years. They do it in movies. They do it on TV. They do it
Facts.
all the time.
Oh, she's cooking. I'm in love. Yo, I love Val. And I told you, the moment any woman speaks up for men, there's always another black woman attacking her. Because before she was attacking the men, but as soon as a woman comes in to speak anything logical or positive about men, there's always another woman ready to attack her. Man, she's cooking. She's cooking. Oh my God. Ooh, let's go.
It's about how black men treat black women. We've been generalizing black men on peons.
I listen, don't say we. Because here's my thing.
You may not, but in general, yes, we have. And I'm not talking about the very small people.
You're talking about media, right? And there's a lot to go into why there's a certain stereotype of black people in the media, right? When you talk about
media, I'm talking.
But you just said in general.
I gave examples of media. Yes.
Okay. I
gave examples.
Exactly. Oh, I love that energy. She was talking crazy to the guys, and the guys were kind of calm. But I love that Val is not backing down. Hey, if you're gonna bring the energy, I'm gonna bring, the whole hand thing. She thought she was gonna do the hand gestures to the men, and the men were just gonna back up. Val is like, you bring the energy of the hand, I'm gonna bring the energy too. Man, I love Val. But you know what's so crazy? And this is why men don't speak up. Because when the man in the beginning of the video talked about his experiences and what things he would love black women to change, the only thing she picked up is he's talking about all women. If you gave her $1,000 and told her, mention all the things he said women should change, she wouldn't remember, because she was focused on how he was talking, or the words, rather than his experience of what he says black women should change. Let's go.
But Jazz,
the generalization doesn't mean everybody.
You have to put somebody else down.
But look,
all I'm asking is whether it's a man doing it or a woman doing it to a black man or a black man doing it to a black woman, why do you have to put down other people to lift yourself up? If you have found love, speak about that.
Criticizing someone and sharing your experience with someone and saying, hey, listen, I would love it if you changed this. I would love if you made more money. I would love if you dressed better. It's not putting someone down. It's you sharing your experience and saying, hey, listen, I want you to change something. It's not putting them down and putting yourself up. I don't know how she missed the guy's experience. This is crazy. It's like every time a man communicates, she gets something completely different.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
And when you do that,
it's how you look at things. It's perspective. It's not always putting down.
Let me stop talking.
But look,
now she's being a victim.
Speaking on his experience, but just I know he's both married. He's married to a black woman. Look, okay.
Let me just say this. We cannot run away from criticism.
Exactly.
We cannot run away from people saying the things that how they experience us or the things that they consider us doing wrong. We can't run away from that.
Facts.
So it's all in perspective. If you look at things like, okay, you're putting me down,
victim,
instead of looking at what that person said and say, oh, how can I change? Or
that's what I just said.
Need to do to make my relationship better with my man or with black men in general or us as a whole,
look at
as
her.
a community.
Look at her.
Okay.
She's ready to go. Look at her. She can't even listen for 5 seconds. She's ready to go and attack Val. We need to find Val, because there are very few Vals that even listen. I don't care if she supports black men or not, but she's saying when a man says something he doesn't like, before you criticize him and play victim, I'm talking to you, Jazz, at least listen to what he's saying. Criticism is not putting you down, but they quickly play victim.
Down all the time.
Okay,
how are you looking at it?
Granted. So what I'm saying is this, Val. It seems like his only experience. We are all under the understanding that all Black women are not like that. But it seems like that's been his only experience with Black women, and now he don't want anything to do with them. My question is, what are we doing that we're not finding Black women that actually like us, that actually want to build us up, that's not like that? If we're all smart here, right? Except for me. Excuse me. I'm the slowest one here. But if we all know that everybody doesn't operate the same, why are you blaming all women when it's just the women that you've experienced? Why aren't you?
Again, she's focused on the words he used instead of focusing on the message. He didn't say all women. He just said in his experience, the women he has experienced. They're loud, they want Ruth Chris, they want expensive dinner dates, they're too, bad attitude. That's all he said. But she just can't even accept the fact that some women actually do that.
Finish, but I'll tell you.
But here's the thing, Val. Why is it the general Black woman's fault when we know you can find you a good Black woman?
Look,
and not have
let me just say this. You're saying the reason why is because it's not just him experiencing Black women that way.
But there are a lot of Black men that aren't experiencing.
Oh my God, let Val talk.
I'm sorry?
There are a lot of Black men who are not experiencing Black women that way, Val.
Yeah, but that's his experience. Why are you trying to nullify his experience?
So what I'm saying is, why? How come he hasn't experienced a good Black woman if they're out there?
Jazz, he's married to a Black woman. He just was giving his. No, but he just giving his example in the past. He's married to a Black woman, though.
Yeah. No, that's excellent. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Y'all know me.
He just was giving his experience at that time. Again, he asked the question. He was asked the question.
Yeah. No, it's cool. We're just talking about our opinions on his response. He is very well in his right to speak on his experiences, right? And
she's not letting Val talk.
You said what?
Does it change anything? How you saying? Because he's married to a Black woman right now.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that he was able to find a good Black woman because, like, the proof, he just proved the point. If we know there are good Black women out there, why are we making these grand statements that?
Because it's for the community. It's not just for one individual, right? So what this woman is saying, if someone in my community comes and beats me up, other people shouldn't speak about it. Actually, I shouldn't speak about it because not all people in the community beat me up. No, I should speak on it so that people or their parents or those people who may have the inclination to also want to beat me up, think about it and be like, you know what, beating Boogie up is not really good because he's hurt right now. Like, I don't know how that's so hard to use logic to understand.
They only want to do this. You done went back to a Black woman.
Oh my God, she's annoying.
He was asked a question, so if he's answering the question based on experience, he never said.
What was the question that he was asked? Because
why do men date outside the race? Men. So he gave his answer.
He gave his perspective, right? And I don't think he was referring to all. Granted, it can't be all. We can't, even though he didn't say some.
Yeah, it's logic.
Clearly, because he never dated all Black women. But
I'm just mad because Val was spitting and then she cut her off. Every time she asked Val a question, Val is about to answer. She came in. Now I can't even. Come on.
I think some of the stuff he said had validity because in some different cultures, they're taught to do certain things that Western women aren't taught.
Exactly.
So he wasn't knocking the Black woman in that clip. He wasn't. Granted, there are men that do it. But he was just answering the question. This is the reason I had this preference of women because they did X, Y, and Z compared to the women in the Western of what I encountered, which I think is a great, honestly, if he said Black woman ain't shit, I wouldn't take nothing from it because I'm not a Black woman that ain't shit. So
right. And so it comes full circle because and it comes full circle because he realized all Black women ain't shit. He ended up with one.
He didn't say all. Oh my God, Jazz, you're beautiful, baby, but I have a feeling common sense is something you struggle with.
Can we just be honest for a second? Listen, I love y'all, and I have a preference for being around y'all, y'all are a lot to deal with.
Exactly that
Honest to
attitude.
God, like real talk. And I know y'all don't want to have no accountability and do a self check. I know y'all don't want to be realistic about this, but it is a lot. And I'm not even saying that it's all y'all fault, because I believe that a lot of it may come from
The
different
households.
trauma and things that y'all have experienced in y'all childhood and our cultural norms and all of that stuff. But it is. And when you get into a relationship with a black woman, especially when you marry her, you kind of take on a father figure role.
That's facts, man. Shout out to Anton Daniels. This was a great discussion, but it just shows the difference in the mindset, you know, from a woman like Jazz and a woman like Val. Jazz and Val, night and day difference in the mindset. Guys, tell me in the comments, would you rather have Jazz as your woman, your wife, or would you have rather have Val as your woman, your wife? Like, let's be honest. So I'll put that link down below, man.